a continued return. I'm surprised that it is a continued return from 9superpie. He's going to be coming up against Beast, locking in for game number 1. Winner of this will play against Seal, the ice climber extraordinaire, for top 8 qualifiers, but they got to go through each other first. Beast and 9superpie locking in game number 1. Let's see how it goes, as instantly the Beast is trying to hold on to this Squirtle, but 9superpie taking to the air, finding a couple anti-airs. Yet this is the combo starter that Beast in the rope for.
Absolutely. Beast showing that he has the maybe countenance of a player of his years of experience. However, 9superpie is an absolutely exceptional Wario. At Cav Clash, especially, that's one of the most recent tournaments that I remember. He went to Game 5 with Shiny Mark, one of the very best players in the world. So it's going to be interesting to see the way that he holds up versus Beast. Beast able to take the first stock, but 9superpie with utilizing the comeback powers of Wario, it's not going to be too surprising to see if he's able to make a comeback here.
Yeah, I mean, when you're Wario and you have all of the effective air game that you do have, as well as this massive X factor that should be coming up in around 30 seconds or so, you know that everything's going to go your way for you to have sustained success in a game like this. Though Pokemon Trainer, equally as powerful, equally as potent, very much a control style character if you play him right, and that's exactly what Beast is trying to do. Maintain the ground, know that 9superpie is at a slight disadvantage, so you just have to play in a very, very safe manner, and Squirtle can absolutely do that. Then you switch over to the Ivysaur for a massive punish game, 100% with that one up air, hunting for the Razor Leaf confirm, but no dice here. In fact, 9superpie turns the offstage game into offense, 31% here, but no dice, and for continuing that further, and Beast needs that up air and finds it.
Yes, and this is absolutely incredible to see from a player such as 9superpie, the way that he is able to utilize Wario's combos. Oh, going for the waft right there, not able to find the stock due to the switching of characters from Beast, but absolutely incredible foresight from Beast to be able to see what 9superpie is trying to do and adapt to it. Now he is going to send 9superpie into disadvantage, but able to find some way to make back some of the damage right now as he comes back to center stage. Both of these characters absolutely scrapping right now.
Trying to swing for the fences, utilizing the bike, but a whole stock up. All it needs is one call out, and Beast finds it. When you play so much time patrolling the ground, it just makes 9superpie feel like you can jump with relative impunity, but Beast saves those reads for the latter half of the game. Making sure that you can't jump out of the corner for free is fighting games 101, and they ended up being like that. Will absolutely seal Beast the game and get him into game number 2 with a little bit of momentum, since he just got a 2-star.
For sure, and I think that the mentality behind getting two-stocked in a game like that, despite being an excellent player such as Beast, this is definitely not the way that 9superpie probably wants to feel, so it's going to be a testament to his mental fortitude if we can see the way that he is able to still adapt despite having suffered a loss like that, game 1. Game's not over till it's over, however, we are going to continue to see Beast demonstrating his knowledge of spacing and dominance with his Ivysaur right now. 9superpie able to find some damage off of that, however, gonna be sent up with the up air as 9superpie now continues with his combo from earlier, able to still get some damage on the Charizard despite Beast's efforts to switch to a character he knew he would have an advantage with here.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of these rising up airs do pretty well here for 9superpie, but some of the landing aerials and the landing options are a little bit late, trying to make sure they're spaced correctly, but just not getting the hitbox out because of that slight delay. He's going for a huge edge guard. Gotta be careful. Seeing another landing aerial slightly off the mark there for 9superpie, but he's got another opportunity. Going for the nair. There's the rising back air second. Some excellent drift from 9superpie in order to create a little bit of a spacing trap as Beast tries to walk out of the corner and no dice. Wow, up smash from Squirtle was the option, and predictably, it's getting blown up, but not for as much as you think. The falling up air evens up the game. 43% is not so bad, especially with a couple up airs from Ivy.
No, for sure. And I love the way that Beast was. So Beast air dodged right there in order to avoid the up airs or the up tilts there from 9superpie. However, despite that, he was able to follow up with an up air. Even though he got punished by 9superpie, he still knew that he was in a position to be able to take a stock like that. So really great stuff right there from Beast.
Cool spot dodge up smash. Crazy pick attempt there from 9superpie. Not too bad though. You can play with these damage gates and damage values when you're as heavy as Wario is. And when Waft is online, as it is now, you're kind of threatening stock on Squirtle at this percent, and oh, we're seeing it from 9superpie. He wants that low aerial. He wants that low falling up air, and he finds it. Not going to cause the stock thanks to the switch to Ivysaur, but that's a massive, massive damage to an 81% lead, and still on his second stock.
Absolutely wonderful stuff right there from 9superpie. I love that he was able to get some continuation of damage with the bike. That's wonderful to see, especially when you're utilizing such a cool recovery option from Wario, as well as utilizing the bike in order to set the pace of the game in his favor. Beast able to take a stock right there, a little cheeky with the Charizard. However, he is still finding himself at a disadvantage in terms of percentages. 9superpie able to rack up some damage and further send Beast into disadvantage off stage. Able to continue here with the up airs, sending Beast higher in a place where he can be punished, but there is going to be the game right from 9superpie versus Beast, evening up the games here. As with the adaptations that I think we saw utilized by 9superpie, I do think that game 2, he had much better spacing in general, but also I think that he went for a lot more maybe aggressive options while still playing patiently. In game 1, I think he was much more passive, and that's why Beast was able to take such a pretty dominant game 1.
Yeah, I think it very much comes down to the little spacing traps that both players are doing, right? It's a lot of feinting when it comes to characters like this, whether it be off of range or hitbox size in the case of Ivysaur and Charizard, or most prominently in the case of Wario, it's gonna be that air drift. And who's able to make the other player commit to something massively punishable, whether it be with timing delays, spacing delays, hitbox delays, or everything in between. In the case there for 9superpie, you have that drift in there and you can turn it into something massive. The down tilt grab, not convinced on the dash attack will connect, but keeping things safe all the same. Trying to hold everything down. A very, very risky play there from Beast and not getting too hard punished. Wario does not have a throw that can close out any stocks at 150, so this max trade Charizard gets to just operate at full capacity now up until that up air. Nice pickup from 9superpie.
Absolutely. I do think that Beast was going for the side B there as a way for him to get out of range from 9superpie, but 9superpie able to utilize some of his foresight in order to go for the punish option to close out that first stock for himself. He's at a pretty high percentage right now versus a tiny character rather, being the heavier character in this matchup. So he is going to put on some pretty decent damage in a way that'll hurt Beast in this time.
You also have Half Waft online. Can never sleep on Half Waft confirms. They're not as powerful, but hey, still plenty potent to close out the stock against a Squirtle or an Ivysaur even at these percentages. Oh, and there's the full waft, but down throw. Pivot grab a down throw at 180. You know what? If it works, it works. Sometimes you gotta just know what damage gates get you where, and then go back and get right back into your game plan. 50% off of an Ivy Nair, and we're going right back to it. Another down throw forward air, but no tech chase waft. Instead, we're just covering jump. Never anticipating Beast to tech roll in has been 9superpie, and it's been paying out with a like a charm. Like this entire game, he's finding these huge jump call out back airs.
Absolutely. The way that Beast is able to utilize Ivysaur to his advantage is absolutely wonderful to see, taking such a quick stock right there with the Ivysaur down air. 9 Super Pie, absolutely non. He doesn't seem too bothered by it as he's able to continue to be aggressive as he, even though he's getting nared, even though he's getting a lot of damage right now from the Ivysaur, now with the Charizard, the intent of Beast able to that he wants to take this final stock and close out the game versus 9 Super Pie. 9 Super Pie though, still looking for his openings, still finding his patience and being able to take
Warriors
that
winning.
stock. Yeah.
Warriors in a winning position right now, and that's just how this game operates from now on for Beast. Because one there, oh boy,
Oh.
and that's gonna do it. Yes, even with good DI to the corner, 9 Super Pie finds a way to walk with it because he landed the appropriate hit at the appropriate time, extended onto the platform, and executed to perfection. That is just how the cookie crumbles. And Beast dropping down to losers. That's both of the Philly Invaders in losers pretty early. Both of them dropping down there before top 8. Beast having to now play against Ebrima, and 9 Super Pie will go on up to play against Cecile for top 8.
So interestingly enough, 9 Super Pie did beat Seal pretty recently at Cavalier Clash. But regardless, their rematch is going to be super interesting to see. 9 Super Pie playing to his strengths in this game 3. I love the way that he was able to utilize the lightness of a character such as Squirtle against Beast, not giving him the opportunity to shift and just going for the jugular with his gameplay right now. So great stuff right here from 9 Super Pie. It's going to be really exciting to see what he does for the rest of bracket, especially in winners.
Yeah, you got Seal to play against. 9 Super Pie does have a pretty solid Wii Fit trainer, as well as the Wario, so might be an option there against Seal, who is on those ice climbers. But we will probably be looking at 2 different top 8 qualifier sets, that being Delta Force and Haze, and Fawn up against Ob McBob. A little bit later, as we get through some of the final replays, got to see every single stock from this game. A pretty solid 3-game stretch between these two. Beast looked to be in a pretty comfortable leading position with this down air, especially since Bike was already used. But as I said, like 34%, like 40%, this is not a lead against Wario with full waft when he can just do that.
Absolutely. Wonderful stuff to see in these pools. We've got our upsets, we've got so much more. However, now it looks like we are going to be going for a little bit of an ad read. Stick around though, because Ubel and I will still be here. Thanks to Collision for this tournament, for running the stream for Fusion. Make sure that you check out Collision happening August 22nd through 24th. Register now for bracket because it is filling up and you don't want the TOs to hate you right now, right?
Yeah.
Definitely want to check out Collision. It is going to be a huge tournament. I believe there are already some heavy hitting players signed up, planning to go. So absolutely check it out. I have never been out to a Collision myself before, but I've heard it's a wonderful time. And if any time, and what they say, no time like the present.
Absolutely, especially when you're supporting the Collision series, who is not only running the major happening August 22nd through 24th, which you want to register for right now, but also is running Fusion and streaming a multitude of other events. They were a partner stream at Kagaribi not too long ago. You'll see them on streams for a multitude of other events, whether it be on the weekly basis or for Smash Brothers or for other fighting games as well. For Rivals Vether, there sometime. And you'll want to catch all of the information, action, and more that you see on Collision Series TV, which is what you're watching right now, Collision Smash on Twitter, and Collision Series on YouTube, where all the VODs for this and every other event, like Fusion, go up.
Anyways, support your locals such as Fusion. This is the 250th installment of the Smash Brothers Ultimate Tournament at Fusion, and it would not be possible without the regulars who make it out every week. So it's especially important at any time, but especially in such a rich scene such as New Jersey. You know, there are so many people here at this tournament who are not from New Jersey because they want to support their locals. So absolutely show up to Fusions every Monday. Now that a lot of people are getting out of school, I'm going to be checking to see who is going and who isn't.
Yeah, we're approaching the summer, and it's a big time for Smash. It's a big time for fighting games in general. I mean, this coming weekend on is gonna be Combo Breaker, and then on the horizon you have events such as Patchwork, as CEO, not in that order, but like Patchwork, CEO, and more. Garden State SmackDown is coming up soon. Showdown, rather. Garden State Showdown is coming up soon if you're interested in some New Jersey brackets. So there's plenty of action but to come up here in Tri-State and beyond for Smash Ultimate and fighting games as a whole. You're not going to want to miss any of it. You're not going to want to miss the rest of this bracket for sure at Fusion 250, but we're going to throw it to a quick break before getting into our top 8 qualifiers, and we'll see y'all real soon.
Alrighty, and welcome back to the Fusion stream. It